Right.
But you know what I'm saying is that I think that it attracted so many Jews for two reasons: necessity, because so many Jews are refugees, and B, because Jews saw it as organically intrinsic to their own Judaism, to their own Yiddishkeit. I don't think that they saw it as a
Organically
foreign
intrinsic
idea.
to help establish a secular state in the biblical homeland, a secular state. Jews have always lived there. From the destruction of the Second Temple, there was always a Jewish presence. The Rambam lived there, like the Vilna Gaon tried to make it, the Ramban. Jews were always there. However, they never dreamt of the idea to have a secular government run by Jews in the biblical homeland. Zionism with the capital Z is quite new. Now, in terms of the redemption, of course, they always wished for the actual Geula, for God to redeem us properly, but it had nothing to do with people like Jabotinsky or David Ben-Gurion. And I support the state of Israel, but again, I'm just making that separation between secularism and actual Judaism.
Support the state, is what you're saying.
Correct. I support Israel over Palestine, like I support India over Pakistan.
Okay, so this is what's confusing people: is people are defining Zionism as anyone that believes that the state of Israel should even exist.
So they
That's what people are
redefined
defining it as. That's the struggle right now. Okay,
So they redefined Zionism, and that's a problem. Just like they redefine
that's where
anti-Semitism.
we're at. That's the zeitgeist that we're at right now, unfortunately.
Okay, so we should make it known that what we mean by Zionist nowadays is not what Herzl had in mind.
But again, I mean, Herzlian Zionism. See, what I tell people is, when they ask me, "Are you Zionist or not?" I say, "Which Zionism are you talking about?" There's really Zionisms. It's not really a singular term. I mean, are we talking about Achad Ha'am and cultural Zionism? We're talking about Jabotinsky. Are we talking about Herzlian? We're talking about Rav Kook. What are we talking about?
The only reason I say what I say is that I'm a religious Jew, and the Zionists have behaved horribly with religious people at the state's inception. They can't in some way whitewash what they used to torture religious people. They would steal their babies. They would shave their beards off. They wouldn't give them the red card because the state of Israel was founded essentially to be a communist/socialist enclave.
Okay,
They wouldn't let
you don't like that
unless you
form
worked
of
on Shabbos.
Zionism. Fine.
What?
Fine. But there's different flavors of Zionism. One
So
flavor
then,
of Zionism
I
might
support
be more
Israel.
attractive
I
to
just
someone
don't
else.
I don't like people controlling speech, right? Everyone's now an anti-Semite. Everyone is an anti-Zionist just because you happen not to endorse a state. I don't know, like if you know like Rabbi Yeshaya Leibowitz or knew of him because he passed away.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with a lot of his things.
I mean, I take his approach.
Yeah, about idolatry and all that. Yeah,
But
I agree
he
about the
supports the
settler
state of
movement.
Israel from a secular perspective, not a religious one. And that's fine. I mean, it just doesn't match a secular government in some way being in charge.
Leibovitz was very, he was an old Litvak, basically.
Yeah, he's the brother of Nahama Leibowitz.
He's very rational. Yeah, I don't totally look. I'm a liberal Zionist. Okay, it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's not everybody's cup. But I think at the end of the day, with all these people that want to basically, unalive or reroute half the world's Jewish population, I think we all have to be on our guard. And whatever form of Zionism we agree or disagree, we should be more unified together today.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing.
In any, I'll reach out to Satmar. There's a lot of Satmars that hate me, okay? But you know what? I have their back at the end of the day. Okay, you know why? Because Kol Yisrael, that's what it's all about. Even if they despise me, I still have their back at the end of the day.
So, looking at it from the other perspective, I don't consider secular Jews part of Klal Yisrael. So
I mean, that's pretty. That's not actually. It's a radical position into itself. But okay,
it's the typical Haredi position. That doesn't mean that they're all goyim, but they're not part of Klal Yisrael. How can you be part of Klal Yisrael, the klal, like the actual people of Israel from the resurrection of biblical Israel, and you don't even believe in God? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, now I'm talking about atheists. I shouldn't say secular. There's a lot of.
Well, you know what they say, that a person who lives in the land of Israel can't really be an atheist.
Are you kidding? Come on.
That's what it says, though. It says
that?
You can't really be one. I don't believe at the end of the day.
I heard you can't be an atheist in a foxhole.
No, but there's a midrash.